Hey, y'all. We are back. Episode 45 of season 2. That means what? This is episode 97 overall of the Manly Musings podcast. We're still here. We're still kicking. I honestly don't know how. I'm pretty sure Kevin and I both are half asleep through these episodes. So thank you for sticking with us throughout all of this. Tonight, there's a lot of football going on. It's a lot right now, which is fantastic. It means college football is right around the corner. NFL's already started the preseason. We're going to talk about that for the most part. And then we're really going to talk about my hat. I want to talk about that this week a little bit more in detail than just giving you this quick snippet. But Kevin, welcome back. Another week. We're here.
Another week we are here, and let's get to it. Number 97.
Ooh, that means, Kevin, we are what, like 3.5 weeks from our game?
Three
4
and a half
weeks?
weeks.
Four
Three and a
weeks
half,
from the
4 weeks.
game? Oh my God.
It's gonna be a good time. I'm
I can't
excited.
wait. I cannot wait. The producer will be joining us, but he is running a snippet behind. He had, I believe it was dinner with his dad tonight. So when he joins us, he'll join us. um, let's go talk about the weekly sports update. Kevin, there's a few things I think that popped up big this week so far, and that would be Michael Orr and James Harden. So let's talk about the Michael Orr situation first. Have you read anything about this? Did you kind of dive into the ethers of what is going on?
The basis that I got is, to anybody that was a fan of the movie Blindside, apparently it's all a lie, because this week there was a lot of the reports that I kept hearing were he's in a conservative. I don't. It starts.
Conservatorship.
If I get the thing wrong, my apologies. A conservatorship, which means he's not really adopted, and
Correct.
the Tuies pretty much had all the rights to his rights to do any sort of business using his name. So the movie The Blind Side, according to reports that Michael Orr didn't get any like residuals back in return for making the movie about him, where the Tuies and their kids received a bunch of money. And sorry about my ring.
You're good.
But yeah, that's the gist. There's so much to unfold here, because one, or Michael Orr's been retired since 2016. The movie The Blind Side came out all the way in 2009. We're in the year 2023. It's like, how all of a sudden are we finding out about all this now? So yeah,
Apparently, there's a report he literally just found out about it like 6 months ago in like February, that it was conservatorship, not an adoption form. And the reason for that is apparently when he signed the form, he was over the legal age. He was 18 years old. So typically to adopt somebody, they have to be younger than 18. So I guess that's kind of how they went around it. It is either way, it's just not a good look for anybody. Because this kid grew up. I know in the past he's had a few things like where he said the blind side wasn't correct, all this, and this. Which is still weird because he was part of the movie and helped kind of like tell the story. So I don't really know. There's been a few interviews with his quote unquote brother, his dad and whatnot, but it does suck. It's not a good look. But if the Tuies really did this, then shame on them for this. And I hope there's some type of legal ramification that can come of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because The Blind Side, that whole story is what the Tui's name has been made off of, and if it's been considered that it's an absolute lie, I I don't know what else to say other than that is extremely unfortunate. Because I mean, I know people that love the Blind Side movie just because of the simple story. I can only imagine how what those actors feel knowing that they were trying to tell a story that's a true story, but it's completely fake. And yeah, that's really it's unfortunate. I'm curious to see if there's any other news we'll find out. But yeah,
Oh, we'll definitely find out more news for sure once it hits the interwebs. But let's talk about James Harden. Did you hear his comments about the 76ers?
I hear his comments. I read them. I didn't
Well,
really
yeah,
listen to him.
or read them.
Pretty much what he's a liar.
That the GM of the 76ers is a complete liar and that James Harden will not play for the 76ers at all this season. Um so yeah, that's a good look. That's good.
Yeah, I don't really have any thoughts on it because he's been saying this for so long already. Let's just trade his ass and figure it out.
Dude, honestly, I wouldn't even trade him. Just let him sit. You know how much he's gonna lose so much money just sitting. Just
Yeah,
and I saw a quote basically, I think it was from someone from ESPN basically saying that he's a poison, he's a cancer, like he's never won anything.
and he's choked when it mattered most. So honestly, if the Sixers just kind of want to let him flounder and let him sit, let it be, and move on. Start to rebuild now. Start giving those extra minutes to guys like Tyrese Maxey who earn it and deserve it, and pretty much just get rid of James Harden or make him force a trade where he doesn't want to go or do something because we're
Yeah,
already we've been hearing him about want to get traded. Then they just want to try and work it out. Honestly, they'd be just better off if they would just get rid of his ass.
totally agree with you. I can't wait to see what happens. But I agree, he has screwed the pooch too many times at this point to really be trade worthy anyway. Like why would you even want to touch him? So we'll see, but I hope he just sits there and doesn't get any money because he's got plenty of it. Um, let's kind of slide back over to football because this is what we'll mainly be talking about. Um, college football, the AP poll has officially been released for the first part of the season. So it's the preseason top 25 AP poll. Um, Georgia, of course, is number one. Michigan's number two. Ohio State is number three. Bama's four. LSU, surprisingly, is number five. USC is number six. Penn State, which West Virginia opens up with in 2.5 weeks, is number seven. Florida State's eight. Clemson's nine. And then this is interesting. Washington is number 10. I didn't even know Washington was that good at football anymore.
Yeah, I just looked at this top 25. That Washington one seems very high. I'm surprised they didn't just put Texas up there because I know that the AP pollers love the people of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know they're projected to win the Big 12. And then the rest of it goes down. You have teams like Notre Dame at 13, Utah at 14, Oregon 15, some Big 12 schools following after. Oregon State at 18 is a surprise for me. And
Yeah.
then also at number 24, Tulane. Um, I did not think that out of any sort of non-major Power Five conference that Tulane would be the one school that's ranked. But maybe there's something that I don't know about their team. Because I never ever follow the green wave of Tulane, but that's really what I got. I'm excited for college football coming up. It's going to be hopefully a good season,
Mhm.
especially for our Mountaineers. We're projected to finish last, like you've heard on the podcast. So we'll shall wait and see. Some other people receiving votes. If you look, Troy received votes,
Texas Tech,
Liberty, James Madison, South Alabama.
Toledo,
Yeah, very interesting.
Kansas got 10 votes. UTSA got 64. I don't know how Iowa's even in there because they were god awful. They couldn't score a touchdown. They punted the ball more than anything last year.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. But let's be honest, it's kind of interesting because think of it now, future teams that are part of the Big 12. Utah's up there. Let's see. You have TCU, Kansas is in there. Who else? Washington is still sitting there waiting to figure out what they're doing. But Texas is up there.
Washington's supposed to be going with Oregon to
Oh yeah,
Big Ten.
they're going Big Ten. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, we'll see. Um, let's see FCS. Ooh, this is ooh New Hampshire University of New Hampshire Wildcats is ranked 12th out of the FCS poll. So let's go. I'll take that. Even though all these schools that are in this suck, but it's still cool. All right, so let's talk about one of the probably biggest signings. So Jalen Hurts this past offseason signed a massive contract extension with the Eagles. This man is now going to get paid for playing in certain memorabilia or certain sportwear. Finally signed with the Jordan brand. He's been rocking Jordan cleats since he came to the NFL. And now he's officially a member. Kevin, being sneakerheads, what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, it's just about time. He's been wearing Jordans for so long. He might as well just been a signature shoe member. Who knows what other exclusives he's gonna get in Eagles colorways? That'll be exciting for sneakerheads to watch. Now the question is, if would they release him his actual shoes? Is the real question. But Jalen Hurts, he deserves that. He's been repping the brand since for so long. He might as well just have the deal. So shout out to you, Jalen Hurts. Even though I still hate the Eagles.
Who doesn't hate the Eagles? Like, seriously. Though I did kind of want them. Actually, I didn't really care who won the Super Bowl this past year. It's lesser two evils, I guess, at that point. And then my New England Patriots did something that I'm not thoroughly happy about. Because I don't know if he'll be anything, but Ezekiel Elliott has signed a 1-year, $6 million deal with the New England Patriots. Only 600,000 of this money is guaranteed. And then it's like a $1.2 million sign-on bonus. And then he has to hit the same stats he had last year to get the rest of the money. So a very, very team-friendly deal. So if he does make the roster, he gets some decent money. If he doesn't, we don't really lose much. So win-win for both sides. He was at practice today up in Green Bay. So he signed his deal yesterday and was in Green Bay with the team. So that's kind of a good look. I like that he's actually is there. He's definitely not the starter. He's the backup to Ramondre Stevenson for sure. But Kevin, this is going in the year like 7 or 8 for him.
Yeah, I mean, with Zeke, I was surprised he chose the Patriots. But then again, if you look at it, like, I don't know, like, you're the Patriots fan, so who are your running backs?
We have Ramondre Stevenson, who broke out last year, who's probably, I would say, becoming one of the top running backs in the NFL. But his name isn't as big as all the other guys that are out there that we know off the top of head. But he's really good. Then you have Kevin Harris, Ty Montgomery, JJ Taylor, and Pierre Strong. Two of them are going to their sophomore year, Kevin Harris and Pierre Strong. We all know Ty Montgomery. And then JJ Taylor has just been on and off the Patriots roster forever. And the producer has shown he's here.
What's up?
What's up, Andrew?
Nice.
And he
How we
still
doing?
has
And he has new headphones. Look at that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Nice.
Thank you.
But he
So-
still has the pedo stash.
Well,
I do.
leave
I
his
got the whole look
leave
going.
his stash alone.
Andrew, your sister said
Yeah.
that you do look like a pedophile.
Oh, well, you can tell Ashley that I appreciate that.
I will let her know. I will 100% let her know.
Gotta love it. But like
I'm sure
again,
Duncan will love it.
Oh, he will.
So pretty much Merritt, all those names you said, unless you're a diehard Patriots fan,
You have no
with
idea
that-
who
with-
they are.
You have no idea who the hell they are, with the exception of Ramondre Stevenson, because those who are not Patriots fans are fantasy football fans. So I think this is probably good for them. They can give Zeke the ball, let him get hit a little bit, leaves Ramondre a little bit more fresher to when he gets the ball, and they can be like a 2-man tag team. But yeah, it doesn't hurt that Zeke is gonna go back to number 15. He's gonna be on the Patriots, plays with Bill Belichick. And I think he's at the point in his career that he's probably just kind of wants to win a ring. So hopefully we can get him that.
Yeah, the Patriots aren't going to get that for him, but okay. Um, other running back news, Dalvin Cook is officially signed with the Jets. He'll be at practice tomorrow. I hope they all implode and they just look like shit.
I never thought I'd see Aaron Rodgers and Dalvin Cook play on the same team, let alone in New York.
Let's freaking go. It's gonna be crazy. And it helps out a lot, but I'm assuming we're gonna talk about that when we do the NFL preview. We'll get to
Well,
that.
we will. Yeah, I don't have it written down, but we'll talk about anything and everything NFL related. West Virginia updates. Not much with the football team. We're getting some All-Americans named out there, which is nice. I know our starting center is preseason All-American. But we kick off in 2.5 weeks against right now number 7 ranked Penn State. So yeah, that'll be fun. We're screwed.
Did you see Joe went down?
Who?
Joe Missoula?
Oh yeah. Joe Missoula was at practice the other day, head coach for the Boston Celtics down there, repping the old gold and blue. Talking to him and he just kind of giving him a nice rah-rah speech to hopefully have a good season. The only plus side to this West Virginia team, in my opinion, besides their offensive line, which is stacked, is a 3-headed monster that we have and running backs. That is going to be beastly. So
As long as they, knock on wood, stay healthy and can literally and the offensive line can stay healthy, we could maybe do something.
that problem is
Spence needs to keep up.
can we throw the ball is the only question we have to ask is Garrett Green can run, but how well he does have a decent arm, but what are we going to get out of this? And Neil Brown is calling plays this upcoming season. There's no offensive coordinator besides Neil Brown. So
Neil Brown's gonna Neil Brown.
dude, if that ball is if it's 4th and inches again at the pick game and he does not go for it, I will storm the fucking field.
That was terrible. I don't think I've ever seen a single person more upset at a game than Merritt was when they didn't go for it on 4th and inches in the backyard brawl last year.
I'm pretty sure I was.
And we
I
were
woke
at
up
the
from
game.
napping. I was pretty sure I was napping during that portion of the game
You are.
because I was tired, and I just remember waking up because Merritt was so furiously angry.
I think I punched the metal
Yeah, you turned
Fence
around.
Yeah,
and
you
punched
punched the
screen
metal
behind us.
fence. Good
Yeah.
I was
God.
like, are you?
How you didn't break a head?
Dude,
Yeah.
my hands have busted these things up so much that I think the bones are just calcified to a degree where nothing's going to
together.
break them. But yeah, football, we'll see. we'll have a live update. We'll have our podcast and everything down there in literally a month. So we'll see. Hopefully, we don't suck and it's a good season.
It's a month to the day
Yeah, it is.
Can't wait.
as of recording this, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Now, basketball. Some news coming out of the West Virginia basketball front. Good news and bad news. We'll start with the bad because it's always fun to start that way and end with the good stuff. The NCAA, yet again, has denied West Virginia's Omar Severio's eligibility request. So he is officially done playing college basketball. He has no eligibility remaining. It seems like the NCAA goes after one team and one team only, and that would be West Virginia. They did this last year with Jose Perez and no one else. Again, I believe Omar is the only one being denied. So he's apparently now getting a lawyer and suing the NCAA. I love it. Go after those SOBs that think they can run college athletics and don't have any idea what they're doing. So congratulations, Omar. Please go do that. They also started a GoFundMe page because he has to, he loses all his NIL money that he signed. He has to get rid of it all from this point forward. So there's a GoFundMe out for him right now. So if you want to donate, go ahead, donate. Yeah, nothing. I thought Kevin would have something.
I mean, are we like really surprised though? Like, we're not a Duke. We're not Kentucky. They always wanna. It always happens. It happened Jose last year. I fear for the eligibility for Raekwon Battle because he's in the same situation that Omar Silverio was as a 2-time transfer. I'm trying to be positive, but I didn't. Merritt, you really said it all already. So let's move on to the good stuff.
Okay, good stuff. We have signed, Kevin. I'm probably going to butcher this, so you need to be ready for this. Ako. I don't even know.
No.
See, I told you I was going to butcher it. So go ahead.
No. So it's just simply a cook.
A cook.
Yeah.
He's missing an O in cook.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But that's
phonetic. It's not spelling wise.
Yeah, that's true.
You added vowel noises.
Yeah, well, that's
I don't know where your vowels are coming from.
Yeah.
That's just how it read to me. But let's just be honest. I don't really care that he signed with, well, I'm happy he signed with West Virginia, but he's from New Hampshire. So I like that. And he was a former 4-star recruit out of the state of New Hampshire. So I like that. I'll take that all day long. He played at Georgetown and UConn?
UConn, and then he got the COVID year transfer to Georgetown to play with Patrick Ewing, and then of course Patrick Ewing's gone, so he put himself in the transfer portal again. From what I understand, he has a great relationship with also transfer portal buddy Jose Perez, because he was recruiting him hard when he initially went to the transfer portal. So the one thing that this answers, though, Merritt, is what did we say that we lost in the transfer portal? We lost size. We got a hell of it back. So very excited to see him. I remember watching him at UConn. Go ahead.
It looks like he averages about 10 points a game and about 8 rebounds a game. So that gets us more than what Bell did last year for us.
Combined of what any of those people that left did for us, period.
That's true.
He shoots pretty good. 45% last year.
Yeah, I think
the year before, 50% the year before that.
Yeah, I remember I was looking at a stat that they gave. So Jesse Edwards, he had 67 blocks last year. A Cook had 40, and the one shot blocker that was our leading shot blocker, which was Okonkwo, only had 22. So again, the numbers don't lie, and that helps out a lot. So hopefully, I don't know. I think from what I understand, we have room for one more person to bring on.
Yes, because we lost Omar.
So hopefully, I guess we're just gonna have to stay tuned and see what happens. If anybody gets randomly eligible out of nowhere, because college sports are just freaking weird like that. We'll just stay tuned. What do we got next?
We got what we got wearings.
Cool. You first.
No, you first, because this will lead into what I want to talk about.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just wearing Portugal soccer jersey
I like it.
because it's soccer time. And honestly, I just thought it freaking looked cool. So
I like the paint kind of splatter look.
I think it's fun with the green and red. And also I wanted to get a Portugal jersey because rumor has it this is the last year that Nike has the deal for them. So
Really?
I wanted to make sure I got it before they left. So, and I figured this jersey's really cool. So let's just go with this jersey.
That's surprising. What they're gonna go to Adidas then?
I have no idea, but that's just what I heard. Was
Huh.
the rumors that the deal with Portugal and Nike's done with?
Huh. Andrew, what you got?
I'm ironically wearing the exact same shirt as last year, last week. I was going to wear something else, but I was in Boston and I got back and I got red on the podcast.
Oh my
So
God, that's funny.
I don't have anything.
I got nothing.
So basically, I just looked it up.
Yeah.
Puma won the
Oh.
rights
Oh.
to get the
Ooh.
Portugal jerseys.
Good for Puma.
So it says their
Good for
deal
Puma,
is
bad
valid
for Portugal.
from the deal
Yeah.
is valid up until 2025. This ends a 2-decade partnership with Nike and the team.
Damn.
And so Nike, they're gonna make the Euro 2024 kits, and Puma will release the first Portugal kits in early 2025.
Okay.
Still sad though.
That just like that sucks. Like it's a great move by Puma for sure. But honestly, like I wonder why it's ending.
I don't know. I'm trying to look into extra details. Let's see. I guess according to this report that I'm reading, the amount of money that Puma offered was apparently something that I guess Nike couldn't match, according to this article. But at the same, I don't know. But I guess sometimes money talks a little bit louder.
Yeah.
So
And I guess that makes sense since Nike basically sponsors, I want to say almost like 85% of the world soccer teams.
Holy shit. Sorry.
What's wrong?
I was just looking, I was thinking about it. I was like, how does Puma have more like money to give than Nike would? And then I was like thinking about like, well, what about the values of the companies? And Nike's probably, like you said, they're connected with more, so they have to spread the money out more. Puma's worth $10 billion.
Yeah.
Nike's worth $160 billion.
yeah, well,
16 times more.
Dude. And Puma's a local company too.
Good for Puma, bro.
They're based in their headquarters is in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Up there in Burlington, Mass, I believe.
That sounds right. I'm not 100% sure.
Or no, did they move to Boston? I think they moved to Boston. They think they might have moved to the Converse building. But never mind.
That might be in there.
So tonight, my hat. So this is it says SlamT1D. This is from the Wiffle Ball Tournament I was at this past weekend. So basically what this is it's a Wiffle Ball tournament that started 12 years ago up in Essex, Vermont, at Little Fenway, Little Wrigley, and now Little Field of Dreams. And there will be next year, Kevin, Little Yankee Stadium will be there.
Fun.
So basically what it is a bunch of high schoolers, young kids, adults are drinking great beverages, alcoholic beverages the whole time, playing wiffle ball and raising money for type 1 diabetes awareness and research. This year alone was the best year out of the 12 years they've done it. They raised over $300,000 in donations. So fantastic. There's going to be Andrew, you're going to probably stay up for 4 days in a row editing this video once I get you all the content.
I move into college in a week and a half.
I don't care.
Yay!
You'll get it. You'll get it probably by like Friday. I'll get it all to you. He's like, great. I'm gonna have no life.
I'll try to get that out as soon as I can.
I know you will.
I have
I'm
to
not-
get the AEW one out, which should be out this week.
Okay.
Yay!
Yeah, no worries.
Hopefully you're able to find so literally. Sorry, we're going off topic, but
You're good.
in the middle of me sending you the videos, my phone completely died and reset the entire phone because they're like, you have no more space to send out any more videos. I was freaking out. So I might have sent videos twice. I might have sent videos the same thing. I don't even know if I even sent you all the videos, but I sent you everything that I manpowerly could. Yeah.
Well, I
So
appreciate
hopefully
the effort.
if you're able to make chicken shit out of chicken salad out of chicken shit, shout out to you, Andrew.
I'll do my best.
Proud of you. All right, Mary, go ahead. I'm rude.
Oh, you're good. So, like I said, $300,000 raised. My team didn't go too far into the tournament, which is okay because I had a 7.5 hour drive home on Sunday. But next year, my goal just for myself is to raise $10,000. So once we get all the information, my team signs back up, I want to ask y'all to donate. This is my plug. This is me being shameless and saying, donate whatever you can, $10, $20, whatever it is. Appreciate the donation so that someone like myself or other individuals that have type 1 diabetes can hopefully have a cure one day. But honestly, overall, fantastic time. Like I said, I'm doing it again next year. I'm going to do it every year until the wheels fall off at this point. So, but let's move on. World Cup, Kevin, you mentioned it. We had the 2 semifinals in the past 2 days, Sweden versus Spain, and then England versus Australia. Well, Spain beat Sweden. I did watch that. That was ridiculous. Didn't expect that to happen. But Sweden didn't look like themselves. And then this morning, really was polling truly for Australia to win that, mainly for the fact that it's the home country. But they fell short 3-1 to England. So England will play Spain. Sounds like we're going to like a old school war or something, back in the Middle Ages. Against each other Sunday at 5 a.m. or something, East Coast time. So wake up early, watch the Lionesses play. I don't even know what Spain is called. Play them. And then I think Saturday is the Sweden Australia game for the 3rd place.
Good times.
Kevin,
I won't
have
be
you-
up. So, I mean, I haven't watched the World Cup. Unfortunately, I'm sorry because I've been working for the last 12
That's true.
days.
Do you have a day off now?
Yes, today was the day off. So yeah, I haven't watched anything with the World Cup since the US loss in unfortunate penalty kicks. And I pretty much just had turned this over to you, Merritt, because you're gonna be the one watching it. So Shout out to
I-
you, Andrew. Any thoughts?
I would like everyone to know how much I had to hold myself back from talking about an ancient war between Spain and England.
Oh, please go ahead.
Well, so the briefly, Napoleon kidnapped the Spanish king and his son while actively convincing them that he was going to protect them from Britain. Meanwhile, Britain was the only one that was actually going to protect them from Napoleon. So he kidnaps them, puts them in prison, and then puts his brother on the throne. And so Spain and France go to war, and then England goes to war with France. But in the process, pisses Spain off, so they go to war. And at this time, Spain is one of like the big world powers globally because they have this giant fleet of ships called the Armada, and Britain destroys all of them. And ever since, Spain has not been a significant global military power. So that's how Napoleon ruined Spain's giant fleet of boats because Britain blew them all up.
Wow. So
Yeah,
is that going to happen on Sunday? Are you thinking?
maybe. Yeah, they might pull all the boats out into Sydney Harbor and just
And they blow them up.
yeah.
All right. All right. Well, let's move on to the real reason we're here tonight. Let's talk some NFL. Let's talk some football. Preseason is all underway. We should be going into week 2 of the preseason, I believe, this week. So teams are practicing with each other. Like my Patriots are up in Green Bay to practice with the Packers. I don't know if the Steelers or Bills are practicing with another team. I would assume so. It kind of seems like this is the week that everyone does that. So
Yes, they are. I saw it before. I forgot what team they were practicing with, though. That's the only thing. My apologies.
very good. I did see that the Ravens and Commanders were getting in the brawls, which is
Yeah, they
good.
were fighting.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Did you talk about the Colorado fight?
Oh no. I only reason we didn't was because I literally saw that like 20 minutes before coming on. But didn't they get in a fight at practice and Dion's
Yeah.
pissed at 2 guys that didn't get in the
Yeah.
brawl?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Tell me about this. I was watching the
So-
YouTube about the fight, but I didn't know what like the whole sitch was.
I didn't know anything
So-
until I saw it on Instagram. So Andrew can talk about this one.
So I'm pretty sure it's like a slot receiver and a like a middle linebacker. So this like little guy, this little receiver catches this ball and he runs up the middle, and this like huge like center midfield linebacker wraps him up. And like you're in practice, so like the second you wrap the guy up, like it's pretty much over. Like you don't slam him to the ground. But this guy takes the kid and like throws him. And like a bunch of other guys on the offense like run over and they're like shoving the guy, and then like the defense gets involved and it turns into this whole big fight. After the fight, Dion's main issue was that two of the players in the offense, I believe one was an offensive lineman and one was a tight end, like turned around and walked over to the sideline and got water instead of like getting involved in the fight. And he was saying that if anyone on the team at any point gets into a fight, he expects the entire team to get involved.
Dude,
I mean, I I see where he's saying,
yeah, I can see
but
where he's
at the
coming
same, like
It's
I feel
practice,
like
bro.
and it's the same team. I feel like
Yeah.
if it was another team, you bet your ass that offensive lineman and the tight end would
Yeah.
be in the midst of it. But
Yep.
why y'all gonna? You can't fight with each other.
You're gonna throw hands against your own teammates. Like,
Oh my god,
Dude, he's gonna
I love
burn himself.
Prime.
I love him too, but he's gonna burn himself out of Colorado quick with this shit.
I don't think he will though. I don't think he will.
Oh, no, he
I don't
won't.
know. I have this odd feeling that like they're gonna be a lot better than a lot of people are thinking. That's just me.
I think they're going to be.
I think they'll be better. I think they'll be better than people expect, but I don't think they're gonna be as good as some people think they will.
I think they win 3 games all year. I don't think they're
I think they
gonna.
would more than that.
I
would
think
win
I
that.
think they'll be closer to 500. They're gonna
Yeah.
not. They're definitely winning more than one game,
Yeah,
and
they'll
I
I don't know,
think
they'll probably
I
win like 5,
I
4,
think
like not
I see
3.
like 6-6.
do we even know what their schedule is?
Yes, we talked about it like 4 times. I know they start off with TCU. They start off with like Nebraska. It's a tough schedule, but at the same time, they grab the best transfers could buy with NIL money or whatever the hell they're doing in Colorado.
Yeah, I'm giving them 3.
All right, well,
I'm gonna stick with my
next
3.
topic.
Next
What do we
topic.
got next?
Okay, so well, we can talk about really anything NFL you guys want. Like I literally wrote some stuff down, but we can literally go off a tangent if you'd like. It's up to you. As long as I'm in bed in the next half hour, 45 minutes is my ask. Is all I ask. Because I do need to go to the gym
Doable.
tomorrow because I haven't gone that much this week.
Make me feel bad about being awake.
Kevin's been better at the gym than I have lately. He's been crushing that shit.
Crying out here.
Kevin is active in the group chat at 4 a.m.
Yes, he is. Yeah,
I
yeah.
am active because I'm up at 3:45.
So am I, but for very different reasons.
I know.
I
Well,
don't want to know your reasons for being up at
I'm
3:45.
sifting through We Out Here clips.
That is true. He is. He
What else
is.
do you think I'm
He
doing?
is. He is working very hard.
Do you
Let
want me to
Andrew.
answer that question?
He's
I
working very
mean,
hard.
there are
Andrew's
some
doing.
other obvious things I'm doing.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Andrew, you
But
gotta do what you gotta do. I
mainly,
respect it.
you got to get through the clips somehow. That's all I'm gonna.
Yep.
I have to watch him each like 6 times, and then Kevin's added like little like descriptions of all of them. So now I'm watching them and reading it, being like, is this the right description for this video?
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
There were 2 that were backwards.
Oh, were they really?
Yeah.
Mother of
I was looking at
Nice.
the video. I was
Oh
like,
my
this
god.
isn't Be Real of the crowd.
Oh my
I was like, this
god.
is some guy's intro. Like, what is?
Oh my god. I knew
Oh
that was gonna
God.
happen.
All right.
That
Well,
was that I was also falling asleep. I'm not gonna lie. Because I was like, I know I need to get these clips to Andrew because I told him. And I be sleep. I woke up one day like at 3 in the morning with the phone on my face because and it's like on on a like an email screen because I'm sending one of the
Yep.
videos and I swear I just sent it because I don't remember what the hell I sent you.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Back to
All
the
right.
broadcast.
So,
To the podcast.
do we think the Chiefs and Eagles can potentially repeat this year and meet back up in the Super Bowl? Serious question.
I think they can.
I think it's possible.
I think it's a very good like possibility.
I would give
If
it
we're
a.
start talking from today.
I would give them a 60% chance of that happening.
60?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give it
I'll-
40.
Okay. The only reason I do 60 is one because the Eagles got better.
Yeah.
That defense went from being good to fucking unreal.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have probably the best wide receiver room in the NFL. It's a little
Yep.
weary at running back.
But they compensate with that with how good their wide receiver room is.
Oh, yeah. That's unfreaking real. And then the Chiefs, it's just the Chiefs. Like you can't count Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Andy Reid out of anything. They're building a dynasty. So hey, let's be honest. Who else is going to stop them? Maybe the Bengals.
We can't seem to do it. So
You guys keep losing left and right.
yeah. I'm praying. I'm praying so hard that last year was like just a down year and we're gonna come back strong this year. We seem to have done all of the things that I wanted us to do 2 years ago, finally. So
Except for make Stephon Diggs happy.
yeah. I think on the topic of can the Eagles and Chiefs make it back to the Super Bowl, I'm going much lower than you because I have a lot of faith and fear of the 49ers.
Ooh.
For a few reasons. Number one, they added Christian McCaffrey midway through the season last year. And now he's played with this team for the rest of that season and now an off season. Kyle Shanahan said that Brock Purdy would have had to melt on the field in practice to lose the starter job.
And he hasn't even
So,
practiced until
yeah.
now.
So, I think he's gonna be crazy. I think Debo is still crazy. Kittle is still crazy. That defense is insane. Ayuk is very good. That team
And
is
he's
gonna
only their
move.
third. He's their third
Yeah.
wide receiver, and he's very
Yeah.
good.
Maybe the
Yeah.
fourth wide receiver, if you depending on if where you line McCaffrey up.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, especially with how like intellectually structured Kyle Shanahan runs that team, like he knows everything that happens throughout that team. Um, I I don't really see any of the flaws that there were last year, like the issues people were saying about that team. So to me, if I had to say right now, I'd say 49ers would beat the Eagles in the NFC Championship game.
Okay.
But I really don't know because injury really does completely change how football
We
works.
we watched that when the 49ers lost
Yeah.
all their quarterbacks in like
Yeah.
the sequence
Christian
of
That was
McCaffrey
so
was
crazy.
running QB in the NFC Championship game.
that was horrible.
So,
That sucked. So
yeah.
I think the majority of the country wanted the 49ers to win, but then it was like, oh
The
wait,
49ers,
we got a Super
they
Bowl
would
with
beat the
brothers.
Chiefs. That's all
Hmm?
I'm saying. The 49ers would have beat the Chiefs. If
Potentially,
anybody
yeah.
was gonna, it would have been them.
Okay. All right. So I know we'll touch about on our teams, our favorite teams. But what team? So I have a couple questions here, and we'll just kind of go through them real quick. What team do you see is on the rise this upcoming year? Who has kind of stayed stagnant, and then who got worse? There was a bunch of teams that did, but who do you think? So Kevin, I'll let you start.
Hmm. Which one do I think? You know what I'll go with? I'm not going to answer the last two because I don't know. But I think one team on the rise, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. Because they have a wide receiver that they have on their team who didn't play last season because he bet on his own damn team. And that's Calvin Ridley. And
Idiot.
if you guys remember, Calvin Ridley, before he did all that bullshit, he
It was
was
crazy.
top 10 quality.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
you have a budding wide receiver who hasn't played, who's healthy, out there playing, partnered up with a young up and coming quarterback, with a young up and coming team. That's going to be exciting to watch. I would really watch out for the Jags this year because I think if Trevor and Calvin can coincide with each other and build a good chemistry, they're gonna be really scary because you still have a guy like what's his name, Christian Kirk on the other side, who's a really good number one for him last year. He's gonna be number two this year with Ridley on the team. Zay Jones is still there. I'm pretty sure Jacksonville helped reinvigorate Evan Ingram's career after he had a shitty career with the Giants.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go with the Jags on the rise this year.
Have you seen the video in practice of Ridley and they're running routes
Mhm.
and
Okay.
Calvin Ridley goes first and he runs and like in the video, like my first response was like, oh wow, like he's fast. And then the other guy goes and it was either Zay Flowers or no, not Zay Flowers, Zay Jones
Oh,
or
Drake. It would probably be Drake London if it's.
is it,
Oh, not Drake
isn't he
London.
in Atlanta?
Yeah, he's in Atlanta. Who's on the Jackson? Who's the other Jacksonville ride?
ETN maybe?
ETN's the running back.
No,
He's
He's a
also
running
coming
back, so he
back
wouldn't be
from
running
from
routes. Yeah.
injury. You're talking about Christian
Any-
Kirk?
No, I could
Might
see
be
it.
Christian Kirk.
Yeah, it might be yours. One of the other guys.
Anyway, one of like the wide receiver 1, 2, or 3 from last year goes right after Ridley does. And after you see that, the second player who was like top 3 productive skill position players on that team last year looks like he's like slowed down. That's how fast Calvin Ridley is in this video. Like he runs and then you're like, oh, that's fast. And then you see for comparison and you're like, whoa, like he's like easily twice as fast. And the route is only like a 15-yard, like in slant, but it's crazy. I think he's going to be nuts.
That's unreal. So, Andrew, you agree with Kevin? The Jags are probably the team on the rise.
Yeah, probably. They're a good team on the rise. I would give Chicago honorable mention.
I give them
They did
that.
some good stuff.
That trade to get DJ Moore is going to be, I think, very helpful for them.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree with Jacksonville being the team on the rise. The team that, in my opinion, that stayed still was the Vikings. Even though they lost Cook, which is a big loss, they still have decent running backs, but their defense didn't change. Their offense didn't really change. They're not going to change much. Like, I think they're just going to stay at like where they were or worse. And then a team that probably got worse this offseason, it might be the most apparent thing in the world, in my opinion, was you can either say the Raiders or the Cardinals.
Yeah, probably the Cardinals, I would say. The Raiders did get worse though. That's true.
They're the Patriots of the West, and they're like, I'm sorry, they're not that good. I don't. If you're a Raiders fan, I'm sorry. Your team is not good, and it's in one of the toughest divisions out there because the Broncos, I think, are going to be a hell of a lot better than what they were last year.
I agree with that. With the coaching change, I think they're gonna be a whole 180.
Oh yeah,
I think Denver will be much better. However, if we add a 4th category of a team that could be any of the 3 options, Denver is also a perfect candidate. They could end up exactly the same. They could get worse somehow, or they could be like the best team in their division besides the Chiefs. Like, I have no idea what to expect from them.
I can agree with that.
I expected the world from them last year, and they let me down so hard.
Me too.
Everyone was.
Me
Bro,
too.
I drafted so many players on my fantasy team.
Judy was on my team. Oh,
you guys convinced me to take Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
and
bro, he was gonna be crazy.
Both got me second to last place. I was like, this is the worst fantasy performance I've ever had.
Well, lesson learned. Don't listen to us.
Yeah, definitely not listening
not
to you
in
guys
West Virginia,
next year. Oh man, that was good.
Oh god, that was a lot of fun.
I made it to the quarterfinals on my team.
I don't even know how far I've made it on mine. I forgot.
I'm only in 2 leagues this year. Do you remember last year I denounced the 1 league that I wasn't going to join? They wanted me to join again this year, and I said no.
Good for you.
I originally was gonna just be like, all right, maybe I'm not gonna do much in it because I don't really want to be here. And then I found out they were added 11. I'm like, all right, well, you already have 10. Take me out. And the owner of that league was very upset at me, so she finally removed me from the group, and they're sticking to whatever they have. So I'm like, good, I'm out of there. Yeah, because I have 2 bigger money leagues now. Because I have my typical $80 league that I'm in, and then I also have a $150 buy-in one that is a keeper league.
You're fucking ridiculous. I would not spend that.
That's much. Crazy.
I'm spending $70 on 2 leagues, and that's it. I don't want to spend that much money.
I'm spending $30 on one league.
The payout, if I win, would be
Oh, it's crazy, I
very
bet.
Oh, the
yeah,
payout's real good.
Like a
yeah,
grand.
yeah. That'd
Just
be lit.
over, yeah. All right, so what team I know this might kind of seem this similar to the first question, which team is on the rise, but what team do you think will be the biggest surprise this year? Excluding Jacksonville. Let's just take them out of the equation since we all think that they're gonna do a lot better than what they were.
I mean, I'm gonna say it right now.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Nope.
Ooh.
That wouldn't be a surprise. They were good in the
I'm
second half of the season last year.
I'm going with Hard Knocks' own New York Football Jets. I
Okay,
think they're going to do a lot better than a lot of people think because a lot of people feel, and on this podcast, that
they
the
think
Jets are
that,
going to do Jet things, which is
I
100%
mean,
true. And I'm waiting for it to happen.
but they,
But
oh
deep
boy.
down in my heart, I think the Jets are going to be a lot better. And I'm going to call it out right now. I'm going Jets make it to the AFC conference finals.
Oh my,
that's crazy. That's insane.
Kevin.
I'm calling it right
One,
now.
I will always say that the Jets suck, even if they are better than the Patriots. I think Andrew will always say the Jets suck.
The Jets are ass, bro.
Like they're god awful. They have never been relevant except in the
They did the
60s.
butt fumble. That was them.
You were
know.
at that game.
I worked that game, yes.
They
But-
were there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's a big surprise because literally every analyst is predicting them to be the number 2 or 3 team in the AFC.
That's
but
so crazy.
still,
still, you know what?
Like Jets
I
do
will
Jet things.
I will use that same one. I will say the Jets will be the biggest surprise, and they'll fail.
You're gonna think they're gonna suck. They're gonna win like 3 games.
I honestly, I've had this conversation with so many different people, and my friends like got pissed at me, and I was just like, "Look," they're like, "Oh, you're high on the Patriots." Well, yes, I'm always going to be high on the Patriots because they're my team. I love the Patriots, even if they're god awful. Kevin, you love the Steelers, even if they're god awful. Andrew,
I've been
you
loving
went.
the Bills and they've been ass for years.
I was gonna say you've gone through the shithole
EJ
of being
Manuel.
of being a Bills
Oh my
fan.
gosh.
I watched the Nathan
EJ.
Peterman game. I watched the whole game.
I can't believe you watched the whole game. I turned it on and then
Yeah.
turned it off. I was like, no, I'm not watching this. This
Yeah.
is
No, I
awful.
watched it. I was like, I need to see what happens.
But like, you have to look at the AFC East right now is one of the hardest divisions of football.
Yep.
Every single one of those defenses can arguably be a top 5 defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
Arguably. And the Jets have to go up against the Patriots twice, which they'll probably win. I think the Patriots will win one game against every single team in their division this year. I think they got a little bit better and they can do it. We'll see. That's my thought. But the Jets are going to go up against Miami, who, if they stay healthy, are scary as hell.
Mm.
Even if they're not healthy and Mike White steps in, still scary as hell because look at what Mike White did for the Jets last year.
True.
I don't think the Jets will be horrible. I don't think they're going to be like god awful, only win like 2 games. Because that's just, if that happens, then that'd be the most Jets thing ever. I think they're going to make the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to make it past the first round.
Can we just talk about the AFC East?
What?
Can we just talk about the AFC East as like a division?
Go ahead.
I read something. I think it was The Athletic. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't like be mad at me if I'm wrong. But I read something about the Dolphins that I think is super accurate and is super interesting because that team is super scary. However, they're just the like late 2010 LA Rams.
Ooh.
They have so
The
late
Rams team that made it to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, and got beat by the Patriots.
Yeah.
So that team had a very solid quarterback who functioned in a very good system. And when the system couldn't provide, Jared Goff struggled. They ran the most shotgun offense of any team in the league the year that they made it to the Super Bowl, that Rams team.
Mhm.
2 weeks before the end of the season, they played, I believe it was the 49ers, but I could be wrong. They played somebody. And that team realized that if we play press coverage on man and we blitz and show blitz, would not blitz every play, but show blitz every time, that system collapses.
Mhm.
Now, last year, the Dolphins ran more play action than any other team in the league, and it was very successful when Tua was in the pocket. Then Tua got injured, and then he came back. And a lot of people, when he came back, said he's injured. That's why this team isn't doing as well as they were before. However, what would you look at when you see teams beating the Dolphins after Tua comes back from injury? They're beating the Dolphins the same way teams beat the late 2000s Rams. They're playing press coverage on man and they're showing blitz, and the Miami offensive line and Tua can't keep up because every time Tua gets injured, it's on a play that he's trying to extend the duration before he throws the ball, which is what he has to do for that system to function. However, if he extends the play, he gets injured. So, for Miami's system to function and for their quarterback to stay healthy are two completely different things. And this is a really short way of explaining it, but I think that the Jets are a bigger danger than Miami because I think after 2 or 3 weeks into the season, every team will realize, holy crap, Miami is running the same scheme they ran last year, and Tua is going to get lit up.
Still gonna go with the Jets suck. It's the Jets.
The Jets do suck, yeah. The Jets do suck. I think the Jets are good. However, they are the Jets, so
And apparently their offensive line is trash.
I've heard it's not good.
And
However,
that's
I've heard their defensive line, especially that kid they drafted last year, is crazy. And
Yeah.
that they're calling him like the Patrick Mahomes killer because like he's designed to catch quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Fields, quarterbacks that roll out of the pocket.
yeah, but you just gotta get to him.
He's
And
got to get to him, but he is fast.
Oh,
Like
you're talking about Will McDonald?
no, the kid from the year before. He was a rookie last year.
James Johnson? Jermaine
like
Johnson the second?
Quentin
Or
something, I
Quinnen
think.
Williams?
Quentin
Him,
Williams is
yeah.
no, he's been in the league for a little while.
Oh, has he? Maybe I'm thinking
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
else.
yeah.
They
He's been
draft
in 3 years.
Yeah.
they drafted a kid last year or the year before, and the sole reason they drafted him was because they were getting beat by quarterbacks that could extend the play. And his whole purpose on that defense is to contain the quarterback and sack any quarterback that rolls out
Then
to
that
the
would
left.
that'd be Quentin Williams because I think he's the outside. Is he outside? He's not outside linebacker, but he might be he's not a DE, but I know
No, he's a defensive tackle. Quinnen Williams, if we're talking about number 95 on the Jets, he's defensive tackle
and he's a
from
big
Alabama.
boy and he can move.
And he just signed a new deal with the Jets this summer.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about our teams real quick. Kevin, give me a prediction and your thoughts on your Steelers because I'm gonna go with Pickens is a phenomenal athlete, but really bad at picking the top 5 wide receivers of all times. And I think Pickett might be a good quarterback for you guys, and if you can run the ball, you might actually do well.
I mean, I think we're gonna take another step up. A lot of the upgrades we had this year was towards that offensive line, defensive line, which is where we need a lot of help. I mean, George Pickens is proven to be a hell of a wide receiver, as you see in highlights. He's only going to get better with him and Pickett running together. Najee Harris, another year in, he's just getting older. I'm projecting our Steelers to, which is probably different than my thoughts earlier in the year. I think we'll do a small improvement, maybe get an extra win or two. but I think we're still developing,
Mhm.
and we just have to be patient.
I like that. You're also playing a pretty tough division.
Yeah, it's a tough one. So, but it's one of those divisions you're gonna kill each other to get through it, and then you might be too tired to get through the playoffs because you're tired of killing your own division. So we'll see what happens. We're
Every
gonna take
everything
it
runs
week by
through
week,
Cincinnati right now.
in a sense. Yes.
All right, Andrew. What about you?
So a few things. Last year the Bills went 13-3.
That's not
Um,
happening again.
I disagree. I think it
Ooh.
will. For a few reasons. Number one, James Cook seems very good. We seem to have a competent run core now. And before we had nothing. Um, so that's where I feel really good about. I feel really good about Dalton Kincaid. Um,
Mm.
the both camp and preseason stuff shows that we're running a lot of 12-man set, which is something that we weren't super efficient at running, but we're very successful at getting players open in. So it was a very weird struggle, but successful set for us last year. I think this is a very good evolution of the offense. I think that this, I don't think he's going to beat Travis Kelce, but I think he brings that Travis Kelce, Gronk, Mark Andrews, big man in the middle of the field, able to catch the ball or draw defenders off other players. And then you have the faster guys on the outside to catch the ball and just bring it down the field. Um, the defense is what I'm a little worried about. We lost Tremaine Edmonds, which isn't like the end of the world, but is concerning. And Josh needs to stop throwing interceptions. Um, but I think by giving him more tools, and we picked up that Patriots running back, I think it should work. I'm not super concerned actually about the schedule. It's not terrible. There are some games I'm worried about specifically, like playing the Jets on Monday night. That seems like a prime moment for the Buffalo Bills to lose. We have to play the Jaguars again. And 2 years ago, we got brutally killed in a like 9-3 game that just seemed to never end, which I'm not excited about. And we have to do it like in England, which is like where I guess they've never lost or something. But most of our out of division games are pretty easy. Like we played the Commanders, the Bears, the Raiders, the Giants, the Buccaneers, the Broncos. These aren't easy games, but I don't see the Bills regressing that much. I think a lot of people, especially in the media, expected them to win a Super Bowl by now or get much farther in the goal of getting one than they have. So they've sort of written them off as like, oh, I guess they're not good. There's a difference in my mind between being not good and not producing. You can be one of the best teams on the field every year and never win a ring if you just don't do it right. And I think that's the issue what we've been coming through. I read a thing, probably months ago, actually by now, about which teams were actually really good last year versus which ones had really good schedules. And the argument at the end was that basically either the Chiefs or the Bills were the best team in the league last year, and you had to choose based on what you thought was more important. And I'm not saying that I think the Bills were the best team in the league, but I think when it comes down to paper and statistics, if Josh Allen doesn't turn the ball over as much in the red zone, this team rolls. So
Okay. Okay.
that's what I got.
I like it. I like it. Giving some good facts here, Andrew. All right. My team, still gonna suck. I'm gonna say that.
Your
Still gonna
defense is crazy though.
Our defense is fucking unreal. Like
I hate playing you guys just for that. That shit sucks.
the only position on the defensive side of the ball that I'm worried about is cornerback, because we have no idea what's going to happen to Jack Jones if he's going to go to jail for deciding to bring two loaded guns on a plane.
Yeah.
Miles Bryant, who's still somehow an NFL player or Patriot, gets burned on every fucking throw. So that's worrisome. Christian Gonzalez is a rookie, so he just has to get used to the NFL size and everything. So the defense, top 10 defense again, easily. They'll work out their kinks and their issues on the other side, with the cornerbacks for sure. Maybe move people around a little bit to help out. Then you go to the offense. And this is where one of my friends was like, oh, the offense the Patriots looked horrible the other night on the preseason game. I'm like, well, yeah, no shit. It's the first preseason game and no starter played in the game. I don't expect them to look good. I expected them to beat the pants off the fucking Texans because CJ Stroud didn't even look good for the Texans whatsoever. But you also are trying to get all these rookies in and all this other stuff. So I get it. I don't really care. Preseason doesn't count for anything anyway. What I'm hoping for to see on Saturday is that the starters play more. I want to see what they can do with the long ball with Mac Jones and Tyrese Thornton, Kendrick Bourne getting more involved, what Juju will be able to do. It does suck that who's the guy that we got? Gillespie has separated his shoulder. So that was great. So he's not practicing right now, but he does seem like he'll be back in time for the start of the season, which would be good for us. Running backs, I'm not worried about. We just signed Zeke Elliott. So if he can stay healthy and he does make the final roster, then I'm not worried running back wise. But if you have Zeke and Ramondre, you don't have much there in the running back room after that. So that's my concern there. Special teams, we're going to probably have one of the better special teams in the aspect of return men with Marcus Jones, or the kid from, I think it's Liberty. Pop is his nickname, and he looks unreal back there. The only thing that I really hope is that we can keep our two rookie wide receivers, because apparently they've been looking very, very good in practices. They played well in the game, but I really want us to keep Malik Cunningham, that quarterback from Louisville, because he's not just a great quarterback. He is an athlete. And that is a game changer if you can have someone like that. If you can figure out how to keep him on that roster, maybe you put him as a third quarterback, because McSorley sucks out there. So maybe you keep him as a third quarterback and you're good to go. But overall, I think the Patriots finished the season 7-9 last year, and there's a few games that they could have easily won, without making stupid mistakes. I think they clean up those stupid mistakes. You have a better offensive coordinator, actual offensive coordinator. So I think we end 10-7 and maybe squeak into the playoffs in that last spot, or just barely miss it, because there's still many teams in the AFC that are so good right now. So we'll see, but that's my prediction is 10-7. I'm going to take two questions out. Who's the defensive player of the year and offensive player of the year? Because there's too many people to go through, and it's getting late, and Kevin is falling asleep on us. I did see that, Kevin. You did the nod.
Win is never safe, bro.
None of us are ever safe. We call each other out.
I never fall asleep on the pod though.
No, you just have a really weird mustache.
All right, I'll shave it.
Don't shave it. You're fine. It looks better than it did last week. I'll give you that.
Thank you. I
it looks
cleaned it up a little bit.
Yeah. Keep it cleaned up, because you still look like a starving painter. But
which I am.
Less starving than last week. Like you had some food in you. So of course I want to have some fun with this. It is always fun to make a prediction to see if it comes true. I know this is super, super early, and we're probably closer to the last Super Bowl than the next Super Bowl. But Super Bowl predictions. Who wins it? I don't need the two teams. Actually, you know what? Two teams and a winner. That's it. So, Kevin, I won't start with you because you just literally flicked your head back like, oh God, I don't know what I'm going to do. So, Andrew, you can start.
So I made this prediction last year and I'm making it again because I'm terrible at
Oh
predictions
God.
before the season starts. Come back to me at week 6 or 7 and I'll make a much better prediction. But I'm gonna say it's gonna be Bills, 49ers, and the Bills are gonna win. Because I have no shame. And the Bills are going to win a Super Bowl in my lifetime.
Okay. All right. Hey, I like the faith. I like the faith.
Always.
Kevin, what do you got?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
this is the time of year where it's like you don't know what to predict, so I'm just gonna go out on the limb and just say something completely outlandish. And we're gonna go 49ers. We're gonna go with the New York Football Jets with the 49ers winning.
Wow.
Behind
So
Brock Purdy.
make Cyrus very, very happy.
I'm I'm just shocked that you said the Jets were going to win it all. You earlier you just said they made it to the AFC Championship game. So
Yeah, well, things happen.
blowing
So
minds here, blowing minds.
mhm.
I'm going to keep it consistent though with the 49er theme. I'm going to say the 49ers make it to the Super Bowl, but they're going to play the Bengals. And I
Okay.
think this is finally the goddamn year that the Bengals win the Super Bowl. So I'm going to go 49ers versus the Bengals, and the Bengals win the Super Bowl.
For all this time.
That is my prediction for the Super Bowl. I know that is so far off, but
We'll revisit this.
yes,
Like
this will
week
get
6.
revisited. Like Andrew said, week 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So Andrew, did we miss anything?
I don't think so. Which LA team will be better, Rams or Chargers?
Oh, I'm gonna
I was
go
thinking about this
with.
earlier because the Chargers always manage to screw up somehow.
I know. Ah, damn.
I'm gonna go with the
Sorry, I have a
Chargers.
sinus infection. I
Jesus,
think the
Andrew.
Chargers are better.
I think they
I
I got
are.
think the
medication
Chargers are
today.
better
I'll be
too.
fine.
I'm going Chargers.
Yeah, I got to go with the Chargers. It's
Mm.
the 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 Rams are just too
The
old.
star
Are
power of
getting
the
old.
Rams doesn't equal out.
No, not anymore. But hey, I have trivia tonight.
Maybe we'll win it again, Kev. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I don't know. Kevin might be ready for that
We
pillow.
did so well.
We did very well,
Oh,
so I'm
I
ready.
think I know at least one of these.
Okay. Which two current NFL teams have existed since the founding in 1920?
I believe I know them both, but I'm not 100% sure.
I believe I know them both, but I'm
Kevin,
not 100%
Kevin,
sure.
do you want to guess first before I guess mine, or do you want me to guess?
Oh, I'll guess one.
Okay,
I feel like one of them should have been the Chicago Bears.
it should be. Yeah,
Okay,
and I
all
believe
right.
the other is the Arizona Cardinals.
Let's freaking go! God!
Let's go! 2 in a row. That's right.
Yes.
The best part though is none of them are the same team
No,
anymore. So
nope, not at all.
the original name for the Arizona Cardinals were the Decatur Staleys and
Decatur.
Thank you, Decatur Staleys and the Chicago Cardinals.
Yeah. And they both played at Soldier Field for a bit, which I think is hilarious. And the Cardinals, I just like not even a month ago just like read a bunch about like old football history. The Cardinals for a long time were considered like Chicago's other team. Like the Bears were good and they sucked. They were really bad. And so the NFL actually forced them to move to Missouri. They were like, play in St. Louis, like don't be in Chicago anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. They didn't have a field for like 5 years. They played like their home games There was like 2 seasons where their home games were at like 3 different stadiums.
That would
And one
suck.
of them was the Bears stadium. Like,
That's crazy.
yeah, imagine. I
That'd
believe
be
they played a
awful.
few home games at a high school. I could be wrong, but it might have been a college. I don't know.
No, that would make sense to me.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin. You want to get us out of here so you and I can go to bed and Andrew can, I don't know, do whatever Andrew wants to do.
Do Andrew things.
Yeah, I was gonna say do
Yeah,
Andrew things.
I'm actively working on a massive spreadsheet that is, like going like literally every game who I think is going to win, which is leading to a like
Oh my
more
god.
wholly encompassing.
You're gonna need to share that one of these days.
I will. I'm almost done with it, so.
Amazing. I
I
can't wait to
can't
see
believe you're
it.
doing something like that. That's crazy.
Well, I'm
I
sick
appreciate
of
the
being
dedication.
Me
like,
too.
I'm tired of being the guy that's like, I think the Bills are gonna win 13 games. I think Miami's gonna win 9 games, and I think the Jets are gonna win 10 games. Like, I don't know if that's statistically possible. So like, I wanna like go through and be like, I think you're gonna beat this team.
I dig it.
All right.
All right. So outro time. So if you guys want to see us on the YouTube, which we should be having some content coming on there shortly, as producer Andrew is finishing up some things, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to us at the Manly Musings Podcast. Make sure you guys listen to us on all of our streaming platforms. Apple Podcasts, check. Spotify, check. Amazon Prime, check. Google Play, check. So make sure if you'd like to listen to us on one of those little forms there. Then Instagram. Follow Merritt at his Instagram at Merritt_P. Follow mine at KQAver624. You can follow the producer at AMLville56. Follow the podcast Instagram at the Manly Musings Pod. I did put up a recent reel today, but apparently I had copyrights, so I had to take those down. But that sucks. I'll try and put something up different later. And yeah, episode 97. That's what it is. Hopefully we're under an hour, and that's what I got. Peace.